Slide, slip and slide.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Holistic Cannabis Show, where I am always your hostess, Dr. Yolanda Henderson, and always joined by my wonderful, wonderful co-host,
Slip and slide.
Slip and slide.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Slip and slide.
Okay, you got to explain that one because that's kind of new.
Man, after all the football games I was watching today, boy, it been some slipping and sliding. It been some teams moving up and some teams moving down. You hear me? Down. Boy, I tell you. Say, man, the teams that you think is going to win did not win today.
Did not.
All right? Did not win today. One of the games that I was watching was that Falcons game.
The Falcons game.
And boy, I got to tell you, man, this is like the second weekend in a row now, the second time that I done wasted my time watching the Falcons game.
Oh.
They lost right at the end.
Oh.
It was some fumbling, some tumbling, some rumbling going on. Oh, man, say, man. And it wasn't even no high-scoring game like that. But, hey, man, you know, hey, Cass pulled it off, man.
Yeah.
Cass pulled it off.
There you go.
Score was 7-9.
7-9.
7-9.
Wasn't even double digit.
Didn't even make it to the double digits, man. Slipping and sliding, man. Slipping and sliding.
Slipping and sliding. So that's why you're slip and slide today.
That's why I'm slipping and slide today.
Well, slip and slide. Can you tell our viewers how they could share and watch the show at a later time?
Yeah, on YouTube. Check this out. Go to YouTube, pull up Manifest TV or Status Network. Look for the Holistic Cannabis Show. I'm going to be on there, and I'm going to be joined by Mrs. Christmas right here. You know what I'm saying? She's going to be on the picture right there. If you on Facebook or Instagram, it's Manifest TV.
Mm-hmm. Dot status.
Status. .net. Hey, man, hey, what tripped me out, man, speaking of how we got all those sound effects on there, man, if y'all don't ever go on social media, man, and y'all go look for the big dude with the braids in his head, kind of look like a pineapple, man, dude always get triggered by something, man. Say, man, that dude. That dude is a hoop, man. Y'all got to watch that right there, man. I be triggered by everything. Yeah, ugly money. Yeah, man, that dude right there, man, he a hoop. Man, shout out to everybody, man, that's in the Christmas spirit, man, even though right now, man, a lot of people is not in the Christmas spirit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They just not feeling it. Look at that Christmas photo right there. Look at that. How can you not be in the Christmas spirit, man, when you get to look at that every day? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Aww. Look at that. How you got the Christmas ornaments with the cannabis on there. You feel me? The connection between Christmas and cannabis, man. You feeling down, you feeling depressed. Here goes some strains right here that is guaranteed to put you in the Christmas mood.
12 strains of Christmas.
The 12 strains of Christmas, man. The first one was Christmas tree strain. We talked about that one last week. All right, the Christmas tree strain. Jesus OG.
Jesus
Hallelujah.
OG.
Hallelujah.
Got an OG.
Jesus got an OG. All right, you know what I'm saying? Permafrost. Three Kings bud. Not the Three Kings, man. See that? The Three Kings bud.
Three Kings bud. All right.
Foggy Pine strain.
Foggy Pine.
Yeah.
Right.
Sweet Cookie strain.
Sweet Cookies.
The Wookie Cookie strain.
Wookie Cookie.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
Mm-hmm. Jack Frost Kush.
Jack Frost.
All right. Number 9. Silver Kush strain. Silver Kush. Silver Kush. Yeah, that one. All right. Number 10 was Snow Blaze strain.
Snow Blaze.
The Snow Blaze.
Blazing in the snow.
Hey, man, say, man, if you in the northeast right now, the northwest right now, you get some snow, roll it up, blaze it up. The Snow Blaze strain. All right. Number 11 is the Grinch weed strain. Ooh, that joint is mean. Do you hear me?
Okay.
Mean. All right. Number 12. Sugar Plum Fairy dancing in your head. All right, when you get done with that right there.
You're going to be dancing.
Woo, man. Hey, whew. 12 strains of Christmas, 12 days of Christmas.
There you go. And guess what? We are giving away toys all next week, all right? So if you are interested or you have children that in need of toys, they don't have to need them. You just want to buy some extra toys. Get over there to our new location. 3100 Interstate North Circle, Southeast Suite 200. You can make an appointment because, we might be out with another, client or customer. So give us a call, register. Here's a QR code. Go ahead. Mr. Henderson has been already donating and giving out toys. Mr. Claus.
Yeah.
Now look at that AI photo, baby. Give me some sound effects on that.
That boy looking sexy. That boy looking sexy. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all didn't know AI could do that kind of work.
You ain't gonna find that in your Christmas bag.
That's a Christmas present right there. If y'all need some AI photos done, y'all know I am taking, I'm taking orders. So if you want that done, I can do that. Look at that. AI generated photo shoot. You don't even have to be there. You just send me your selfie and I will go ahead and give you any background that you want for your photos and make you look good. I can make you skinny. I can make you with big boobies, little booties, the tight muscles in the chest and all of that kind of good stuff. All right, and happy birthday from all of us. All of the December birthdays, especially Mr. Jamie Foxx. Happy birthday to you, Mr. Fox. Glad you're not an AI. Shouts out to Oprah and the color purple. That is my favorite color, y'all. And she did a wonderful job in this remake of the Color Purple movie starring the one and only
Tyler Perry?
No, Tyler Perry.
Tyler Perry in that movie?
No.
Fantasia in that movie.
That's
Fantasia in that movie. She got a couple other people. Yes. Keisha Cole is on the soundtrack. Keisha Cole on the soundtrack singing about breaking up.
Usher had a song on the soundtrack as well.
Usher got a song on the soundtrack.
And shouts out to my beautiful mama. Look at her. That's not AI. That's real beauty right there. And her birthday is coming up on the 22nd. So happy birthday, ma'am. Look at that AI photo. My sister, ain't she beautiful? She ain't beautiful like that for real. That just looked just like her. I'm like, girl, you take some pretty pictures. All right, what's going on with Rihanna?
Man, Rihanna is pregnant again.
Oh, that is great.
You know what I'm saying? It's all good. It's all good because she married, right? She married. So, you know what I'm saying? Let the girl get a shine on.
She a billionaire. She can have 20 kids if she wants.
Well, I don't know about 20 now. 20 is a whole lot for anybody, no matter how much money you got.
A billionaire, you can have as many kids as you want because you can take care of them.
I'm just saying.
That $1 billion.
I'm just saying, physically, though, man, 20 will knock you down, man. Hey, my boy ain't going to get no sleep, though. But check this out. Now, I heard that my boy ASAP, man, say, man, he got some legal troubles going on right there. You know what I'm saying, man? From
prayers.
Man, but hey, man, when you married to a billionaire, you go hire out of town people to do your dirt.
Yeah.
Or off the island people. Now don't do nothing stupid. And speaking of something stupid, here go Cardi B. You know what I'm saying? Here go Cardi B and Offset. Now some people is saying that this whole little breakup thing and this whole little split for them is staged and saying that they just doing that to get attention. You know what I'm saying? Doing that to get album sales, right? Okay. But I'm just saying that boy Offset is already talented, man. I had a chance to sit down and just really jam through the boy album, man. Say, man, Offset have some bangers already. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he need the attention. You know what I'm saying? But then on social media, now, social media is not the Bible, but it is, let's face it, y'all, it is the thing to go to, right? Okay. Whether it's messy or clean, you know what I'm saying, man? Offset was seen showing Nicki Minaj love, and Nicki Minaj and Cardi B is beefing. You see what I'm saying? So now, if the breakup is real, Offset's sister got involved in a little beef and was like, "Say, man, my brother just doing my brother." Dun, 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 dun. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you kind of decide right there, man. I'm gonna let y'all decide on if this real or just real messy.
Well,
I'm gonna let y'all decide that part.
In other news, we got a video because we want to travel for the holidays, and we want you all to understand where you can go when you want to get your smoke on, because not every state is up to par, and we understand that, but we want you all to be safe and have a great holiday. So here are some few places that you can visit during the holiday for your cannabis indulgence.
Countries that I'd love to visit around the world. Ideally though, I prefer a cannabis-friendly destination as a cannabis user. So here's my top 5 cannabis-friendly travel destinations for 2023. Now first on my list is Uruguay. Now a holiday in this South American country would be amazing. It's a beautiful country with lovely beaches, old ports, and some beautiful small towns. Now the bonus is that Uruguay was the first country to legalize cannabis back in 2013, so that sounds like an ideal holiday destination to me. What do you think? Next, let's have a look a little closer to home. Spain is a travel destination for millions each year. From the great weather, lovely food, beaches, architecture, culture, and a good nightlife. What isn't there to like about Spain? And on top of that, you have the private cannabis clubs that make it a great weed holiday destination. Now let's travel back to the American continent and let's have a look at the United States. Now the US is somewhere I've always wanted to visit. I've always dreamed of doing a road trip across the United States. I just find the sheer size of the country fascinating, and I'd love to visit places like the Pacific Northwest or California, New York, Miami, Vegas. Oh, the list can go on for ages. I'd love to visit most of the country. I'd visit all the states if I could. Now, on the cannabis side, not all states have legalized cannabis. Now, if you want to know which states have legalized, click on the video popping up on your screen now. Now, another country I'd like to visit is Thailand. Thailand is and has been a tourist attraction for a long time now. Millions and millions flock to Thailand each year for its lovely beaches, food, nightlife, temples, architecture, just to say some of the country's tourist attractions. But only recently, Thailand changed its very strict cannabis policy and removed cannabis from its narcotics list. So cannabis tourism has really increased. So if you're planning on visiting Thailand, there's a video popping up above that will definitely help you. Now the final destination on our list is Canada. Now Canada has some spectacular cities like Toronto, Montreal, Vancouver, and many more. But there's so many other aspects to Canada, such as its maritime culture, its mountainous landscape, and its natural wonders like the Niagara Falls. On top of that, Canada is one of the most cannabis-friendly countries in the world, having legalized back in 2018.
Seems I'm attracted to a certain...
Right.
Man, those some nice places, though.
Those some really nice places. And, of course, in the U.S., you all know California, Colorado, New York, Tennessee now has a cannabis-infused restaurant that we need to talk about. We will. And
we're going to visit that joint.
We're going to visit that joint. And then, of course, a lot of consumption lounges throughout Vegas, and they're legalizing. Yeah. And so we're just waiting on the other states to come up to par and get hit with what's going on. Happy 387th birthday to the National Guard. So congratulations to my Guard battles. We love you. Federally funded survey data provided by the University of Michigan reports that rates of teen marijuana use remain near historic lows. Congratulations. A bipartisan coalition of House lawmakers introduced the Strengthening the 10th Amendment through Entrusting States, or the States Act, protecting state-level legalization laws and allowing for the interstate commerce of cannabis products between legal states. Study results suggest that medical marijuana alleviates ADHD symptoms. All right, now these are kind of
Missouri. All right, let's talk about Missouri now. Missouri is on the move. Missouri has expunged 100,000 marijuana convictions following the enactment of legalization, man, 100,000 marijuana convictions, right? So, you know what I'm saying? Say, man, y'all fellas and ladies that's taking advantage of this expungement, man, go do something good and productive with your life, man. If cannabis was the thing that had you locked up, you know what I'm saying, now that you out and you getting expunged, man, go do something useful and constructive with that time. Advocate, all right? Yep. We always need advocates for cannabis.
That's true.
All right, we always need that. So that'll be a good thing to have, man, out there in Missouri. Get it.
All right. And so the DEA sent a letter to Georgia pharmacies warning that they may not legally sell non-FDA approved medical cannabis products. So this is a bad thing because everybody in Georgia was ready for the medical cannabis in the Georgia pharmacies. But they are telling them they can't do it. And so...
Yeah, and I understand that too, you know what I'm saying? I mean, who just wouldn't want to go to Walgreens and see all these cannabis products all over the joint, right? Or even the smaller mom and pop joints. But at the same time, that's going to create competition with the dispensaries that the state allowed to operate here, right?
That's true.
And so seeing as it being the first time that, you know, Georgia is still pretty brand new with the dispensary idea, is giving the major dispensaries that are here, True Leaf and Botanical Sciences, is giving them a head start into the market. I think instead of being upset that we all can't just hold hands and walk side by side down the cannabis game, guess what? Somebody has to take the lead. Somebody has to do the experiments to see how the market is going to react to cannabis products being publicly available, right? Somebody, somewhere, we have to do the research on the after effects of legalization. And so by letting the dispensaries lead the way, you know, would be good for as far as getting information and gathering these datas and statistics, right? I feel like let somebody else put the money and their life on the line and then let me see how it turn out for you. You know what I'm saying? If it turned out bad for you, then I know what not to do. You are a dispensary. So if I owned a pharmacy, let me see what not to do. All right? Somebody else like Botanical Science and True Leaf, they had to put up quite a bit of money to even be able to be in a position that they are in. So you let them find the booby traps first. Oh, no, that's just my idea, though. But I don't own neither one of them.
Yeah. Well, you know my stance. My stance is it should be federally legalized. If you're going to reschedule it, go ahead and stop with the holdup. The problem is we are wasting time. We're playing with people's lives. We're playing with their health. And then, according to the 14th Amendment laws, that is against a federal constitution. The federal constitution, the 14th Amendment, states that state cannot interfere with the health and the livelihood of people's freedom of choice. And if people choose cannabis, guess what? They're not forcing it on everyone. People are choosing this by the droves because they see that it has medical and health benefits. Now, it's Schedule 1 because it says as a classified Schedule 1 drug is non-medicinal or no medical effect. Now, what have researchers been talking about? What do we talk about every show? The health benefits of cannabis. And I call it medical, but people call it recreational. It's whatever people call it. It is medicine to me.
Free to weed.
You know, so the problem is it needs to be freed. It needs to be, you know, regulated just like they regulate wine, beer, alcohol. But instead, they're treating it as though it is a snake and it's going to bite us and it's going to kill us. It's a gun or it's something that is going to harm the general population when it's not doing anything more than what alcohol is doing, which alcohol actually causes more problems than actual cannabis does. So we're talking about a a substance here. We're talking about a herb here. We're talking about medicine here that we are going back and forth. We're giving away our tax dollars when this could be a benefit for the United States and for the world to be able to help. And the problem is we're giving money to Ukraine. We're at war. We're having all of these issues that's going on, but we can't stop and talk about the elephant that's in the room. And the elephant that's in the room is simply a medicine that is helping individuals, both old and young, and all classes, both the middle class, the rich, everyone who indulges in this medicine, that cannot have the freedom to indulge in the medicine of their choice. Now we have a problem, NASA, we have a problem, Houston, and if we can address those issues, then we can address everything else.
I got a solution.
That's my stance on it.
I got a solution.
What solution do you have?
So then, okay, because obviously there was some red tape that, of course, had to be pummeled through, right, with bringing cannabis to Georgia to begin with.
Well, Georgia's laws was all messed up in the first place.
I'm sure, because they went from non-legal to legal.
They didn't listen to me.
It's always gonna be some. It's always gonna be some things, you know, that ain't gonna go right. Okay, you know, when it's brand new. But here's my suggestion.
All these license holders that did not get a chance to get a license.
Say, man, get a virtual dispensary.
Now you can get a virtual dispensary.
Get a virtual dispensary then.
And sell all
now
the
you ain't got to worry about it. Okay? Now you ain't got to worry about all that.
That's right, Mr. Henderson. So
just
the Ohio legislature adjourned for 2023 without taking any further actions to amend the state's voter-approved adult use legalization law. But lawmakers are expected to revisit the issue in 2024. Okay, so look, everyone, if you all are tired of the problem of going back and forth, the lawmakers are doing their own due diligence. They're trying to control everything, and they're getting paid by pharma. Whatever the problem is, in the case is with cannabis, somebody need to stop it for 2024, because we will not be having these shows and having this conversation and talking about how we can't get legal cannabis and how they're going to take back the voters' choice to have legalized cannabis. That's not what we're doing here. And that's what they're trying to do in Ohio. They're trying to pull back the voters' right, their choice to medical cannabis or to recreational cannabis in the state. And that's not fair.
Well, see, the problem is not necessarily what the lawmakers are doing, right? Because the lawmakers, when you pass a law to legalize something, y'all know it don't take effect the next day.
No, at the beginning of the year.
The only law that has ever been put on the books and took effect the very next day was the Patriot Act. And y'all see the situations that was surrounding the Patriot Act.
Go ahead and tell them.
It was not the same as legalizing cannabis. All right, because legalizing cannabis, you gotta contend with taxes. How you gonna tax it? Revenue. How you gonna deal with the revenue part of it? All right, people who can actually afford to get into the space versus people who were incarcerated for doing the same thing.
Tell them what
it's
the
a lot of
Patriot
stuff.
Act
It's a
goes.
lot of stuff inside of that. Now the Patriot Act was something that your politicians felt like that they needed to do right then and there, so we could find out who flew these planes into the building, and we already know who did. We already know who was responsible for that. And that didn't have anything to do with the Patriot Act, because 9/11 was an inside job.
Oh. Well,
and so since 9/11 was an inside job, guess what we didn't need? You didn't need my phone records to find out that, you know what I'm saying?
But
that,
that's
hey,
what
man,
the Patriot Act did, and they did that overnight.
And the FBI.
And instead of making cannabis legal overnight,
it's not the same. It's not the same argument. It's not the same argument. One of them
is
is public safety.
public safety.
One of them is public safety, right?
So me choosing my own medicine,
that's not
public safety.
That's not a matter of national security.
It's an amendment law, though.
It don't matter, girl. They trying to kill your Constitution right now. Okay, so you know what I'm saying? Yeah, we can say everything is constitutional and this, that, and the other, but you know, if they trying to take the AR-15 out your hand, they trying to take the weapons out your hand. Where do you think that cannabis really ranks? Come on, let's talk politics. Where you think cannabis really ranks? All right, now, even if you look at what's going on currently, you got a war going on in Ukraine. This dude just gave them folks $200 million more dollars. Now, them $200 million ain't cash dollars. Some of those dollars was to go to pay for their police. I'm not taking up for them because I don't think that they should get nothing. I think them folks need to go ahead and sign back up with Russia and stop playing with them folks. But you know what I'm saying? But that's just me. You see what I'm saying? Now it paid for the police. It paid for the fire department. It paid for to keep them folks up and going. Well, what was Ukraine's export? How was Ukraine making money before we started giving them money? They weren't making no money.
Well,
all right, and then so now I'm trying to wrap this all up and be as quick as I possibly can. but when we have the conversation about cannabis legalization and making it available for everybody, you see what I'm saying, man? On a lawmaker level, the lawmakers think for themselves first. They think about themselves first. Hey, man, I got a cousin who will benefit off this. I got a cousin who does growing tobacco. I got a cousin that got a warehouse. How is this going to impact all of my family members? Politicians always look out for their folks first before they look out for the general public. They look out for themselves first. Wow. And much like politics is, if you got the inside scoop on how to get something done, you ain't putting that out to the public quickly.
Okay.
You're going to take your breaks and your vacations.
All right.
And then come back and talk about it later.
All right. So we are making time to clean and disinfect and style your old wigs. Call us today, 404-631-6360 for next day pickup availability. So y'all didn't know you can do that, right? You can refurbish your wigs. You know, a lot of y'all need to,
Lord.
you know, you ain't gonna be able to afford wigs no more in the future. I ain't just said that. But here's something. The best stoner movies for Christmas, and here's the list. All right, so Scary Movies 2 made the list. Fast Times at Ridgemont High, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, which was great. And there's more. So light up the fireplace, gather your favorite holiday snacks, and watch the best stoner movies for Christmas, and help from this list of full and classics and modern holiday films. Our list features comedy, horror, fantasy, and family films that take place during Christmas. While many of these movies are centered around, may not be centered around cannabis, they make a funny entertainment and are themes. All right, and then now you can go to my virtual dispensary, because now I ain't gotta have no license, I ain't gotta have no stock, I ain't gotta have nothing. You can go and have your items shipped to your house. All right, and you can too. So we have pre-rolls, we have flower, vapes, bakables, gummies, aphrodisiacs, intimacy, shrooms, Anita muscaria, microdosing for mushrooms. Okay, no experience needed, and it is a low startup. So
no politicians needed.
Right, no politicians. And they have great products like this one right here that you can make mocktails for Christmas, introducing these no alcohol. Okay, so y'all think about moonshine, you think about alcohol. Well, these are no alcohol. These are all THC, CBD infused. Okay, and you can choose whichever ones that you want on the website. And we are celebrating Kwanzaa this month, and Kwanzaa honors African American heritage. Yes, woo! African American heritage and culture. Its name comes from the phrase Matunda ya Kwanzaa, which means first fruits in Swahili. It reflects the connection to African harvest festivals welcoming the first fruits of the season. Each day of the week-long commemoration is dedicated to one of 7 guiding principles, including unity, self-determination, and creativity. All right, so happy Kwanzaa to those who celebrate and who understand the power behind Kwanzaa. All right, so we don't just celebrate Christmas. We celebrate Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, and everybody else who has their own, holiday in this season. So,
because if I ain't had no kids, I wouldn't be celebrating Christmas.
I know, because. All right, Mr. Henderson, what does this mean?
Well, this photo right here is a photo that's indicative of my last project that I had to do in class. As you may know, I am a full-time student at Full Sail University in Winter Park, Florida. I'm working on getting my Bachelor's of Science degree there, and I'm in my last class, and my last class was a creative writing class. My proposal was a community style project. My proposal was a community recording studio that's geared to the youth, to keep the youth busy while they're on Christmas breaks or summer breaks, and give them something else to do. And one of the topics that we were had to make a write about was a proposal, and my proposal was to get the local churches involved, the local community involved, how to get the local restaurants involved to provide food and snacks for the kids after school, as well as bring on tutors to help tutor the kids with their homework. Right, you have to make good grades. You get more access to the studio. Of course, those students who are lacking in their grades, then they would get less time in the studio and more time in tutorials. So they would actually have a trade-off. As those grades continue to rise, the more access is given to those students. We also covered rejections, right? Not everybody is going to be on board with this proposal for the community recording studio. Not everybody's going to be on board. So we learned about how to write letters in response to receiving negative feedback from sponsors, donors, and people that we asked to help on board to come and be on board with us. And another one of the letters that I actually had to write, which was a termination letter, terminating a person who did not deliver on their goods, did not deliver on their promises. We also had to make a budget. And so while I was compiling these numbers to make this budget, I realized the cost can be anywhere between $6,000 as a starting point, anywhere between $6,000 all the way up to $100,000. It just depends on what type of equipment you wanted in the studio. So I had a really good time researching and developing and finding out what the facts are, what the facts will be, how to reach out to people in regards to this proposal. I had a really great time, and it was a really great class, and I appreciate the people at Full Sail for giving me the opportunity to learn what I learned. Appreciate you, Full Sail.
Awesome. Well, thank you for sharing that wonderful proposal and topic. I believe that that's wonderful. I believe that our youth can have a benefit of a community recording studio, aka learning how to work music production and learning, to play instruments. I'm all for that. I'm all in getting the children involved. And of course, that is what we are all about, helping the children. And just want to shout out to our own children and to everyone who has a child and who's going to get a happy toy and wake up to the Christmas morning. We did have another video, if we could share that for just a second, on how they're doing Santa Claus and how he's coming down.
You better get high, you better inhale, I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. He's packing a bomb, he's hitting it twice. He's rolling up a fat joint with northern lights. Santa Claus is coming to town. He sees you when you're blazing. He knows when you are baked. He knows if you have heart to join, pass it last, for goodness sake. So you better spark up, you better get high, you better talk on and spread some good vibes. Santa Claus is coming to town.
Happy holidays. Yeah, I like that.
So here's to a safe holiday season, holidays season. And so make sure that you as parents are keeping your danks and delectables out of reach of minors. And if your minors do indulge for medical and health benefits, to ensure that they have a wonderful Christmas and they have all the medicine that they need to be able to have a productive holiday. There's a lot of children, epilepsy patients, cancer patients, ADHD patients that we have found out helps children tremendously. Those who have anger issues, mental health issues. And so if your child is in need of a card, or you are, please give us a call, 1-888-959-2093. We can help you get your cards and have a safe and happy holiday. Also, there are the virtual dispensary that we just showed, where you don't have to have a card, where you can indulge. They have the chicken batter that you can fry your chicken in case you want to infuse for the holiday. You can infuse your meals, and you can go back and rewatch the video and see where my dispensary is and order your chicken batter for your chicken for the holidays.
I'm gonna need Santa Claus to drop me off one of those.
Yes. All right. Well, thanks for watching the show. If you want to watch us after the new year, we will be back. You all have a safe holiday. Again, we won't be here next week, but for the new year, have a happy new year. And until then,